Thanks for logging on to the PawCast for the week of Monday, November 11th through Friday the 15th. Hello, I'm Mr. Andrews, and here's what's happening on our team this week. Well, during the ELA portion of the day, the students within our team are going to continue talking about biomes, ecosystems, and habitats. We're going to continue to talk about the different components like decomposers, producers, consumers, and the various things that they are going to begin researching for their very own biome. So students will do a little bit of exploring. We're going to continue to learn the different features that they're going to have in their book. And very, very soon, students will have selected the biome that they're going to be researching and publishing a book for. So looking forward to that. We get started on that this coming week. Also, parents, if you could help with the reading at home. Students need to be reading 30 minutes each and every evening at some point after school, and they also need to be logging that time on their reading log sheet. There's no grade associated with this. It's just that when I conference with your child, I like to be able to see the progress that they're making. And so it needs to be very genuine, very honest, but at the same time, it needs to be happening. So if you could help me out in that way, I really would appreciate it. In social studies, the students will need to be watching the primary campaign speeches. Now, hopefully that's going to be on a separate YouTube channel that I'll be sending the links out for very soon. And so students of the Bison and Saber Party in Colorado and the Cat and Dog parties in Paulville will need to watch their respective party speeches. And then we'll have our primary election by the end of this coming week. Next week, we will have our presidential debates. And very soon, we're going to decide the president of Colorado and the president of Paulville 24. Looking forward to that. What a great opportunity. Students, also on Monday, we will not be at school. We're going to be celebrating and remembering, and the very key word there, remembering, the veterans and those people who have served our country. So I hope you have a good conversation with your parents on Monday, or if not before Monday, about Veterans Day and our conversations from Friday. Mr. Cotterman will be sending out a math blurb via email, and he's going to let you know specifically what's going to be happening in the math portion of your child's week. In science, both classes continue working towards Mr. Cotterman's science class and my science class continue to work in weather and climate unit topics. They do vary just a little bit right now, but the one thing that we do have in common is the science fair project. Students are in the process right now of finalizing a testable question that they can begin researching. So as soon as each student has an assigned testable question, they should begin doing research on that topic. The research is very important because in order to be able to make a hypothesis or a guess about the result, they're going to have to be researched and knowledgeable of the topic. And then they'll perform the testing just as we did in class. Both classes have already done a class science fair project to be able to mimic what they will be doing on their own. So from the hypothesis, they will want to test, and then they'll test a couple of times. Now this is going to be going over a period of a month. Our science fair day is going to be on December 6th. Mr. Cotterman and I will be sending home a sort of a template of what should be happening in a given period of time. It is not hard and in stone, but it gives parents an idea of where your child should be in their science fair project. Next week's PawCast, look for more specific news and information about the science fair and the progress that your child should be showing. If you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to email me or Mr. Cotterman, and we'll be happy to and try to give you any knowledge that you might be looking or searching for.
a capital? Oh, which one will we learn about this week?
So where in the United States am I this week? Well, first of all, we always start with a selfie photo if I have one. And I traveled through this state probably about 5 years ago, one summer. And so this is me in front of the state capitol. Some facts that you might want to use for this state capitol, and I had to write them down this week. First of all, the world's largest cereal company is located in this state. The Quaker Oats company is located within the state. You know, speaking of oats and agriculture, this state is the third most productive agricultural state in the nation. It only follows Texas and California. And they are number one in producing corn and soybeans. And here's a little cool fact. It is the only state of the 50 that begins with 2 vowels. That one might be the giveaway if you just look at a list of state names. Well, you're going to need to know the state name and its capital city. So we look forward to getting these in. Bring in your bonus answers with the correct state capital and state name. Also get mom and dad to sign. That shows me and Mr. Cotterman that your parents also had a chance to watch the PawCast.
Where is Mr. Andrews? He's in the U.S. He's at a capital. Oh, which one will we learn about this week?
Let's all have a great week together and go Jets! Well, maybe not the Jets have already gone. Go Catamounts, Western Carolina Catamounts.